All right, hey guys. Today is Thursday, October the 5th. It's about 8:50, close to 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm expecting a relatively light trading day, so I just wanted to do a quick update on the dollar pairs that I've been in throughout the week. Uh, Price for the euro. This is the euro 240. Price did um, go up near the levels that I was expecting, around that 17.75.85 level. I was a bit cautious and I placed my second entry at 1796. I was expecting it to go to around 1800 at the highest. It didn't do that, which is fine. I'm still in it, half of a contract, so no big deal. But at the end of the day, to stay to the downside, as long as price trades below 1800, this is going to be a downtrend. And if counted out of wave B, this can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or actually this will be A. I have this as a 1, 2, 3. This is A, B, possibly C, maybe a D if it doesn't go if it does not go below 1696. You'll see one more push up somewhere between tomorrow morning during the non-farm payroll. It may push up, spike up, but it should not go above 1781, and then that's when you'll see the move down, which eventually over throughout next week would go near the 1530 levels that I was talking about. But either way, price needs to break the 1695 level to confirm, even if this is not a current triangle here. So if this was wave E of B, then this is basically it will basically be wave 1 of C. Well, there's two ways to look at it. This can be the 1, 2, then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 3. You have an A, which will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for A. 1, 2, 3 for B. 1, 2, 3 for C. 1, 2. It will need to pretty much end here. 3 for D. Then you'll see wave E up. If not, you can actually count this as a 5 wave down from here for 1, possibly 2, then 1, 2, then 1, 2, and then you're going to basically see move down for here. So, but at the end of the day, I'm still looking for a complete 5 wave move for wave C of wave 4, which could end near the 1500 level. Keep in mind there is an alternate count, and wave 5. This could be wave 3. This could be an alternate, and this particular A is actually wave 5. So now you have 1, 2 here, then 1, 2, 3, 4. Then now you're going to see a 1, 2, basically 3, 4, 5 for 1, and that will be wave 1 of 5 if wave 4 is complete here. So just to give you some alternatives of what the market is looking like. At the end of the day, price is still to the downside. So either it's in wave 4, which should terminate near the 1530 level, or give or take, or the end of wave 4. I'm sorry, the end of wave 5 has already, the top is already in, and so basically wave 4 is already done basically. And no, I'm sorry, yeah, so basically this will be the 3, the 4, and then basically here. So, but when you count this, if you count this as a 3, 4, you'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that'll be the end of the 5-way move up. Either way, I'm still going to stick with my primary that we're currently in wave 4 because I'm already in the trade. So if it continues down, and even if it is wave 1, I'm still going to lower my stop. So I'm either going to expect a 0.618 retracement of this top, if this is the top of wave 5, or I'm going to expect a retracement that's going to go above this if this was the end of wave 4. Either way, at some point near this 1500 level, you're going to see a retracement that's going to go up. So just keep that in mind for the euro. The New Zealand dollar turned out to be a good one. I talked about it 2 days ago. I have the count. If this is YF2, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, and now I'm looking at an ending diagonal. Basically, will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, possibly 4 here, and then 5. That should end near 70, 96, about 70, 71 even, give or take in that particular range, the 200% level. And then that will be for wave 1 of 3, basically. So then you may expect over the next course of a few days or so a spike. If once it completes, then wave 2 will begin, which that can actually make some room to come right back to about 72 or so. So the non-farm payroll tomorrow can technically, it can go 2 ways. One way is between now and tomorrow, price could actually already meet the expectations of the end of wave 1. And during the non-farm payroll, you see a spike up, which basically you'll see a dollar weakness. And every currency that I'm looking at that has a dollar on it does look like it's the end of something with strength or close to the end. So you definitely, it is possible that during the payroll tomorrow at 5 to 15, you can see a spike in the opposite direction, which is the weak sign of the dollar. At the end of the day, though, it's temporary. So either way it goes, that spike will be temporary. But just keep an eye out on that. If you're not comfortable or if you're not a professional trader, I wouldn't even trade during that particular time. I am down on the Aussie dollar to where this is possibly not the end of wave C, and that's why I have the question mark there, because if that was the case, basically, then this would need to be done now. So this was possibly 3, 4, and then 5 for C, which is basically where you have a 1, 2, 3, basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3. This can be basically 4, or this can be 3. This could be A, B, C, 4, or this can be a triangle that's not completed yet. You'll see another little small move up. Price terminates here. That could be D, E, and then 5 of C. So, excuse me, my allergies are acting, but my concern is really not in the Aussie right now. Don't have a lot of contracts on it, and I have so many the other dollar pairs. I'm up so big on them that I'm not paying that much attention to it. The pound did great. As you can see, I'm up 410 ticks. And it is highly possible that wave 4 is done here at 136.61, give or take. And this is a leading diagonal for wave 1. It already broke the 8x1, but keep in mind, I'm still not as comfortable with these GAN fans. So I don't rely on them as much as I rely on Elliott. As you can see here in the RSI, it's already oversold. So at some point, we're going to see a spike up in the opposite direction, which will basically say that this can be a 1 here, a 2, a 1, 2. You could do a 3 here, 4, and then maybe a 5 for 3, which will basically be, this will be an extended wave 3, and then possibly a 4 here, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, which should find some serious support near the 131.20 level. However, it does have the potential to come to around 130, so another 100 ticks or so. So it could do that during the payroll, and then once it does that, or closer to the payroll tomorrow, and then once it does that, then you'll see a pullback, which will show dollar weakness. And that's another sign that it's possible to show dollar weakness. So with this payroll tomorrow, a couple of things can happen. Between now and then, you can see just price slowly get to these support levels of 131.20. It can then go to 130.75, and then it can get as close to 130.35, give or take, within the next basically 20 hours or so. And then what you might see is if it didn't get close there, it can actually spike down, stop at the support levels or near it, and then make its way up. So just be careful with the payroll coming out tomorrow, because there's a few things that it can go in either direction. Either way, my stops will be tight. Majority of my pips will be locked in, and I'm fine. So I definitely just want to give you the likelihood of what could happen, because those pairs, the non-FAR payrolls are, you need to really understand it to get it. As you can see, I'm up 400 as well, 402 in the dollar CAD. So this basically goes to show that, Elliott alone, it's very, once you understand Elliott, you can make a great living with it. I mean, I just showed you the last two pairs that I'm in. That's over 800 pips just in two pairs. So then when you add the other pairs I'm in, I'm up a couple of hundred in the yen. I'm up, as you can see, I was up 200 in New Zealand. That's already well over 1,000 pips, and this is just on dollar markets. And some of them are correlated, and if you can see it. But once you understand Elliott, there shouldn't be any reason why you couldn't make a decent living in these. You don't have to go big, as you can see. Probably between all of the contracts, I'm sorry, of the pairs combined, I maybe have 3 contracts in it. A little over $3,000. But once you add the amount of pips, it's good, and my risk is extremely low. And that's how you trade, and you just build your account there, and you keep a day job if need be, and you trade part-time until your account size is large enough for you to basically trade full-time. But you wouldn't want to trade full-time unless you fully understood it. And me personally, I've been doing this for a few years now, and I still don't fully understand Elliott, but I understand it enough to win trades and keep my risk at a minimum. So with this dollar CAD, I'm expecting price to probably find some resistance near the 126.68 level. And if it breaks these particular, I'm here because my Ichimoku cloud has its resistance level there at 2673, and then you have a previous resistance support level at 2664, and then you also have the 1x3 GAN fan right at both, basically. So if price breaks through the 1x2 at 126.73, I believe it's going to find resistance there at 126.64. So we'll see how that plays out. Either way, as you can see, I've already locked in 300 ticks, give or take, and before the payroll comes out, I'll probably tighten my stop loss. So let's move on. I don't want to make this. If you want to look at the pound from a larger time frame, from a weekly, like I said in the previous video, from price here, it's going down, and that's giving me a high probability that this top is in place. When you look at other tops or bottoms to where price actually went sideways, let me see where I was looking at last time. Let's see where I was at. I think I was, yeah. So let's say for this top here, like I said a couple in the previous video, as you can see, this could have been a top of something. This could have been, if you would have counted, this would have been the 3, this could have been the W, X, and then you say A, B, C for Y of 4. And then you'll think that this current 130.47 was a top. But look how it's starting to go sideways, more to your right and down. And all of a sudden, it found support. And then it broke and it went up. And then it went down. It went to it's going more to your right. If you look at this top, this is going down. It is a slightly to your right, but look how impulsively down it's going. And I got in at 135.37, which was over 100 ticks from the top, 120 ticks from the top. and I'm up 400 ticks, and I let it go up 100. So it's been a significant drop. And by the way, with the pound, it's with what the pound's been doing, it's very difficult to even take a trade in the pound to the long side because of what Brexit has done in the previous year. So you do have spikes that come in out of the blue in that particular pair. So nonetheless, the last two, last one is the dollar yen, and it's not much of a difference between the last couple of days. I will expect price to find resistance either now with this almost double top, or it may have one more move up that will find resistance near the 114 level. So we'll see what's going to happen tomorrow in the non-farm payroll. And until then, make sure that you keep your stops managed. And if you have any other questions, just leave a comment. Happy trading.